organisms, including human beings, require air and water to live, to survive, to sustain. So air and water are the basic requirements which are desperately needed by every living organism for their survival sustenance. In the same way, food is also one of the basic requirements which is needed by all living organisms, including human beings, to live and grow. So our question is, why do we need food? We need food to live and grow. So we need food for our survival, for our sustenance and for our growth. So overall I can conclude that we all need food to live and grow. Now, what are the sources of food from which we obtain or get food? That are plants and animals. So plants and animals are the main sources of food from which we obtain food. In ancient time, man used to hunt animals for meat, and he ate fruits, vegetables, nuts that grew on trees. But with the passage of time, he learned how to grow plants for obtaining fruits, vegetables, grains or cereals. And he also learned how to domesticate and rear animals for obtaining egg, meat, milk. So in this way, he learned how to grow plants and how to rear animals for obtaining different types of food products. This tells the history of agriculture. This tells how does agriculture come into existence. Okay? So now we have definition of agriculture. It is the practice of cultivating or growing plants and rearing animals on large scale to obtain useful products. Here I have mentioned useful products. Why? Because along with food products, we also obtain many other products like rubber, cotton, which are very useful to us from agriculture. That is why in this definition I have mentioned it is the practice of cultivating or growing plants and rearing animals on large scale to obtain useful products. Agriculture is derived from a Latin word called agricultura. Okay? So this agriculture word or term is derived from a Latin word agricultura, where ager means field and cultura means cultivation. Okay? So it is clear from the meaning of this term that in agriculture we grow or cultivate plants and rear animals on a large scale on a wide area of land, that is field, to obtain many useful products. Now, there is a branch of agriculture known as horticulture, which deals with the production, marketing, use and improvement of fruits, vegetables, flowers and ornamental for profit, then that sub-branch of horticulture is known as floriculture. So this practice called agriculture not only gives us different kinds or various kinds of food products or items, but also gives us many other useful products which are very beneficial or profitable for us and for our country. They contribute a lot towards the nation's economy, such as rubber, cotton. So these are some of the products, even I should say very useful, very profitable products which we obtain from agriculture. Now our next topic is crop plants. Before studying about crops, we should know what is field, what is agricultural field. See, agricultural plants are cultivated or grown on a large scale in a wide area of land. That wide area of land is called field or agricultural field. So, field can be defined as the wide area of land where agricultural plants are grown or cultivated on a large scale. Okay, that is why I have written here agricultural plants are grown or cultivated on large scale in a wide area of land known as field. Now what are crops? Crops are the same types or kinds of plants grown or cultivated on a large scale in a wide area of land or field known as crops. So what are crops? Crops are the same types or same kinds of plants grown or cultivated on large scale in wide area of land, that is on field, to obtain various useful products, such as when we grow or cultivate many rice plants or paddy plants in a wide area of land or field on a large scale, then it would be called as paddy crop. It means we are growing a paddy crop. By this example we can understand what is a crop. Now, depending on the kind of useful product which we are getting from the crops, on the basis of this, crops can be categorized into different types. There are cereal crops, pulses crops, spices crops, tuber crops, sugar crops, oil seeds crops, plantation or cash crops, fiber crops. So, crops can be categorized or divided into these categories, into these types, depending on the type of useful product which we are getting from that crop. Now, first of all, the very first type is cereal crops. Means these are the crops from which we obtain cereals or grains which are the main food for us all over world, like wheat, barley, oats, rye, maize, millets. So these are called cereal crops from which we obtain these cereals or grains, and these are the main food for us. Now pulses crops. From these crops we obtain pulses which are the rich sources of protein, such as peas, beans, grams. Now spices crops. Spices crops are the crops from which we get spices, and these spices play a very important role in our day-to-day lives, cooking. How's that? Because these spices are the main constituents of our many food items like coriander, cumin, chili. Now, tuber crops. Tuber crops are the crops from which we get different type of tubers. Tubers are mainly underground stem or roots, such as sweet potato, carrot. So these are a kind of underground stems or roots, okay, that we grow or cultivate on a large scale. Sugar crops. Sugar crops are the crops from which we get sugar, such as beetroot, sugarcane. So these kind of crops are grown on a large scale to make sugar out of these, to extract sugar out of these. Oil seeds, as the title suggests, these kind of crops are cultivated to obtain oil, such as sunflower, mustard, groundnut. So these kind of crops are grown on a large scale, because when we obtain seeds from these crops, from their seeds we extract out oil, which we use in our many food items as well as for other purposes also. Plantation or cash crops. First of all, these crops are called plantation crops because these crops are grown or cultivated on large scale in wide area of land or field, and that wide area of land or field is called plantation estate. So they are grown in plantation state on a very large scale. That is why it is called plantation crop. And these plantation crops are also known as cash crops because they are cultivated or grown on a large scale for the purpose of selling only, for the purpose of obtaining more and more profit. That is why they are also known as cash crops. For example, tea, coffee, rubber, coconut, etc. Then we have fiber crops. Fiber crops are the crops from which we obtain different kinds of fibers, and that fibers are mainly used for making different kind of textiles or fabrics or clothes, such as cotton, jute, sun hemp, etc. We all know that India has great and wide variety of climatic conditions. So depending on the season in which crops are grown, crops can be divided or classified into two types: Kharif crops, Rabi crops. Now, what are Kharif crops? Kharif crops are the crops grown in June or July and harvested in September or October. These crops require substantial, means large quantity of water for their good growth and production. So it is very important to have good and timely arrival of monsoon. Means monsoon must arrive at appropriate time and it must result in good rainfall so that Kharif crops can grow well and give us a good production, a good yield. These crops are also known as monsoon crops because they are grown in the period of monsoon and totally dependent on monsoon, its rainfall, for good growth and production. Examples of Kharif crops are paddy, rice, soya bean, maize, cotton, groundnut, etc. Rabi crops are also known as winter crops because they are grown in the season of winter. They are generally grown in autumn or beginning of the winter, means in late October or in mid-November and are harvested in spring season, means in late March or in April, sometimes in May also. They require less water. Okay, examples of Rabi crops are wheat, mustard, grams, barley, etc. This is all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.